Welcome to the American Council of the Blind of Virginia's Voices of Vision, a live Zoom broadcast where we conduct 30-minute interviews with inspiring guests making an impact in the blind and low vision community. ACBVA is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We appreciate your support. Enjoy the show. Welcome to the American Council of the Blind of Virginia's Voices of Vision show. We are so excited to have you here with us today for an important topic, advocacy. And we are here first with Maria Evangelista, our host.
Welcome, everyone.
And also Teresa Breeden. She is our technical support, our co-chair of fundraising, and treasurer of ACBVA.
Hello, everyone.
And we welcome back to the show RoseAnn Ashby, the vice president for ACBVA. We're honored to have you back, RoseAnn.
Oh, thank you so much, Deborah.
Nice to have you.
Thank you, Maria.
Yes. And even though you've been here before, there may be some listeners who didn't hear your first show. So we'd like for you to share again just a few words about yourself and how you became involved with the blind and low vision community in ACBVA.
Okay, sure. I'm glad to do that. I am someone who was born blind. I have congenital cataracts, have a very little bit of vision, which has actually decreased over time. But so I grew up blind. I went to public schools because my family fought for me to be in public schools. And at the time I was a little girl, there was no idea. There was no, that's the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. There was no Education for the Handicapped Children Act. There were no laws, and it was just the goodwill of the schools, based on the parents who advocated for their children to be educated in public schools. So my, my mother was my advocacy model, to be honest with you. And since we're talking about advocacy today, I just wanted to share that it's been a part of my life, really, ever since I was a young child, certainly a teenager. I remember a time, for instance, when my trigonometry teacher did not want to read what he was writing on the blackboard. And I had to speak for myself to him and say, that leaves me out, in the sense that I was not getting really critical information that he was trying to teach. And he didn't really want to make that change, but he ultimately did. And we did well together in that class after that. And there was a time in graduate school, and again, this was before Section 504 was implemented. I was in a clinical psychology program, which I later did not complete, but I was in a psychometric testing class, which is where you interpret test results. And so the Rorschach test, which is a visual test, was one of the things we were studying and learning. And they didn't feel that I, as a blind person, could do that. And frankly, the professor did not want me in his class. And there was, a lot of talk about, well, he has academic autonomy and all this. So I started very early on as a blind person advocating for myself. And then after doing individual advocacy, I then got together with other blind and disabled students so that we could advocate for our needs together. And that's an important thing, and something I'm going to talk about a little later too. And then I went into the professionally, I worked at an independent living center, which is a cross disability center that teaches people to advocate for themselves, to learn independent living skills, um, and all of those things. But again, it was cross disability, and it's not, so that you're not alone in the whole advocacy process. And then just briefly, I did work professionally after that. I moved to Washington and worked for the Rehabilitation Services Administration, and had various management positions there in the vocational rehabilitation program.
Well, you have brought a lot to the table on advocacy for the ACBVA community as well. And we really thank you for serving us in that leadership role. I'm going to
You.
turn it over to Maria.
Yes. Good morning, RoseAnn, again. And of
Good
course,
morning.
it's a pleasure to have you on the show, Voices of Vision. And I know you have been very involved with the people with visual impairment, and you have various subjects and things to do. But you're gonna be doing something on towards the convention. I would just like to know why you chose the topic advocacy to share in the convention. Why do you think, is it does it matter in, does it really matter so much with the visually impaired people to become an advocate?
Yes, it really does matter. And, as I said, it's part of my background. But one of the things I don't want to see is for blind and low vision people to feel that they can't speak for themselves. We have to feel comfortable speaking our truth and telling our story. That's the very first step. And that's something that everyone can do. It doesn't matter how much you know about the legislative process. It doesn't matter, if you understand every little itty bitty procedural thing, because we can teach you that. But you need to be able to speak your story. And that's where our strength comes from as people who are blind and low vision, people who are disabled. Um, we had done a lot of work through the HCB national office on national level initiatives. And we'd been meeting with our congressional staff every spring after the legislative seminars that the ACB has. And we've been talking to staff and doing all that. And that's great. Some of us have done work at the local level. We serve on various boards and committees in our local area, but a whole area that we miss out on is the state level advocacy. And that's why this particular session that we are going to have at the convention, 9:30 on Saturday morning, is going to be about state level advocacy. Um, and that's really a missing area. And if I can just get people excited and feel that they can have an impact, I really do believe we can have an impact. But we've got to work together, and we gotta learn, how to advocate. And we're going to start learning on Saturday morning.
Yeah, I guess also with your advocacy expertise, you can avoid, I would say, bullying as well. Because if once people know how to advocate for themselves, they could speak up, you know?
Exactly, exactly. That's right.
Kenley,
Yeah, in that
called
case,
me and they kicked me out of the
Deborah,
meeting. I got kicked out.
Deborah has another
Yes.
question for you.
Yes, I'm sorry for that interruption. Thank you, Roseann. And like you say, you're going to focus on state level advocacy, and we're so excited about that. Can you tell us more about during this workshop your goals and objectives, and any particular takeaway that you really want people that participate to leave with when you're
Absolutely.
done?
I can do that. First of all, I'm super excited that we have two of our Virginia state delegates that are going to be with us in person. Patrick Hope from District 1 and Rodney Willett from District 58. These gentlemen are really allies. I had a meeting with them last Friday to plan our session a little bit, and they are very committed. We're very, very fortunate to have them. And we need to build more allies amongst the Virginia state delegates. And they're going to help talk to us about how to do that. So, one of the takeaways I would like for people to get from this session is more knowledge about the state legislative process, how bills are introduced, how they go to various committees, where and when we can have input into various hearings that the committees hold, and just more knowledge about the whole state legislative process. And then I would really love it if people would come away with at least one issue that they are excited about advocating for, because we need everyone working together on advocacy, not just a few of us, and every single ACBVA member. And I think there's at least one issue of concern that every one of us can identify. So I would love to see that happen. And then, of course, plus, I really want to emphasize the importance of voting. We've got elections coming up on November 4, and I
Yeah.
would love to see all of us vote. It's our
Yeah.
right and our responsibility.
Yes. Great. That is so exciting. And we are looking forward to the advocacy sessions at the convention.
Yes, actually, I have a, as you know, Roseanne, not all of us can be social uh, enough to be able to express ourselves, to be an advocate. What can you give as a tip or an advice for people or to people on how to advocate, on more or less where to start and how to become an advocate?
Well, I think, first of all, as I mentioned earlier, everyone can tell their story. Their story is personal. They have struggled, and their blindness has, been an issue for them in various ways, and they've encountered barriers. So I think every one of us can speak to our personal story. And then beyond that, we need to learn about the processes in the legislature, in Congress at the national level, and we can teach each other. Remember, ACB, our national office, they have tremendous resources. This is really exciting because we don't have to reinvent the wheel. The resources are out there. We just need to use them. Um, our advocacy committee within ACBVA, we are going to be providing some um, sessions over the course of this year where people can learn about some of the issues, some of the concerns, and just be more educated and more aware. You're never alone when you advocate. We are a team. And one person has one strength, another person has another strength. But I absolutely believe that everyone has something to share, and everyone has a story to tell.
Yeah, so how do they start? Where do they start?
Well, I think they start basically by, first of all, participating, sharing like where they've experienced barriers or inaccessible things, like whether it's websites or transportation, or if they feel they've been discriminated against in housing, employment, sharing where their difficulties have been, bringing those things forward. For instance, to our advocacy committee, we're trying to identify issues that we all can get behind. And we definitely have some already. We've talked about special education and how important it is that teachers of the blind are trained properly, and funding has been drying up for this training. That's one area. We've been talking about accessible transportation, particularly in rural areas. We've been talking about audible pedestrian signals that, help people give auditory signals as they cross busy streets. These are not present in as many places as they should be. And how to get that to happen in your local area. There's so many issues, so many. The whole website accessibility area is a tremendous area. So there's all kinds of issues, but we want to hear from our members what resonates with them. And if they feel it's important, then hopefully they'll help to advocate.
Well,
That's wonderful. So,
yeah.
Deborah, it's you are gonna be doing the last question.
All right. Thanks, Maria. And Roseanne, thank you so much. There are so many different areas that we can be advocating for and supporting each other with. And so, um, as we look forward to the convention, and that's going to be this weekend, October 17th through 19th, we'd love for you to just share your thoughts. We've covered the advocacy session, but you've been involved in the logistics and planning for the entire weekend. So we just love to hear your thoughts about the upcoming convention, your excitement, and and what you're most looking forward to.
Oh, well, I'll tell you, Deborah, I am energized. I mean, I am a little bit tired sometimes because I've been very busy, but I'm very excited and very energized. We're going to be bringing together people from all over the state. I'm excited about meeting folks that I've only, heard their voices on Zoom or whatever. We're going to have a lot of social time together. We've got, social time on Friday night, an icebreaker. We have social time on Saturday after your wonderful address to us at the keynote address at dinner. We've got karaoke. We've got a silent auction with all kinds. I think we're up to 42 items
Oh,
in our
wow.
silent auction right now. We've got tons of exhibitors. I think they're going to be very, very interesting. And we've got some great sessions.
Yeah,
And of course, we have our business meeting on Sunday and
yeah.
a public hearing for the Division for the Blind and Vision Impaired. So again, I always urge people, if you have questions, concerns, it's your opportunity to bring those to our state agencies that serve the state agency that serves blind and low vision people. Please do that. But I just think there's a lot of exciting opportunities and a lot of fun, a lot of learning. Just real excited about the whole thing.
And the great news is, if you can't attend in person, you can join us virtually. So
That's
you
right.
can find out more information about that as well. Thank you so much for Roseanne for sharing all of this information on our Voices of Vision show today. And we are going to turn it over now to Teresa, who will share more with our listeners about our fundraising efforts.
Hello, everyone. So, a little bit about our fundraising. Right now, we have a 50-50 raffle going on. And for those that do not know what a 50-50 raffle is, it is where you buy tickets and whatever money we end up with at the end, the lucky winner would get half of it. So our tickets, they run $5 a ticket or 5 for $20. And you can buy as much as you want, though. And all that money that we raise, half of it goes to ACBVA and the other half would go to you. So the more we raise, the more you would get. And you cannot win if you don't play. So if you'd like more information on that, you can send an email to me at Teresa, that's THERESA at acbva.org. The other fundraisers we have going on at the moment is our t-shirts, our tote bags, and coffee cups. And those, all three of them will have our logo on them. And you will be able to see the t-shirts and the tote bags on our website. If you go to acbva.org/fundraising. And you will be able to see the t-shirts and the tote bags, and you can even order them from there. They will be present at the convention for purchase as well. Let's see. We also have our Scentsy fundraiser going on. You can find that on the same page as the tote bags and the t-shirts are located on. Once again, that's acbva.org/fundraising. That is going on until the end of October. For you that do not know what a Scentsy product is, they sell wax warmers, and they're beautiful and they're electric. So you don't have to deal with lighting a candle, which is kind of dangerous for us. So it melts the wax and makes your house smell wonderful. They also sell, I think, laundry items as well. So those are our current fundraisers. I will have the information in the description below. And I'm really looking forward to meeting everyone. And I'll be at the back of the room in the corner where I can have all the stuff displayed that you can purchase during breaks and meal times. I think that's about it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our video, and share it with your friends and family. Thank you.
Thanks, Teresa. Yes, please go to our YouTube channel and you can view all of our previous Voices of Vision shows there on our YouTube channel. And we have a show about every workshop for the convention. So if you want to look forward even more to the convention and hear more from our lecturers and leaders who will be leading the way during the convention, that is the place to check it out. Well, thanks so much again, RoseAnn Ashby, for joining us today and sharing all about advocacy.
It's been a pleasure, Deborah.
And we, of course, would like Maria Evangelista to sign off.
Thank you so much, and we will see you again on Voices of Vision. Okay, till next time.
And Teresa Breeden.
Well, bye, everyone.
See ya.
And I'm Deborah Hill. And as we always say, use your voice to share your vision. See you at the convention.
Bye.
Bye.
This has been the American Council of the Blind of Virginia's Voices of Vision. We hope you enjoyed the show. Music by Sam Lupica. Visit our website at acbva.org. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe with us on our YouTube channel. Email your story ideas to communications@acbva.org.